Okay, so I want to show you this pretty cool trick that you can do with a piece of type and add a lot of stuff to it and squash it and play with it, and it's still type. Pretty cool. I'm sharing my screen. We're going to go take a look at what else Illustrator. There it is. So I've got my schmutz set up here. I think I've shown you this how to do this trick. If I click on this type, it says in the appearance menu, lives under window, of course, like everything, that you can have a white fill, and I've got 4 different strokes on there of varying thicknesses. The, the trick of this is to pull your strokes down under the fill so that those strokes are not wrecking the letter form, they're just underneath and give it that kind of really great logo look. What I want to do now, though, is show you a couple of pretty cool things. As you see, I've got a potato growing back there that I'm going to play with in a minute. But the first thing I want to show you is this. If I go to Object, Envelope, Distort, and say make that with a warp, what it does is give me all these presets of shapes that you can squash your type into, arc lower, arc upper. So if you said to yourself, I want to get that kind of, Schlitz beer or whatever the look of a particular logo is, where it kind of fits into a shape, there are a lot of existing shapes that you can start with and see if you can't make that work for you. So that might be the solution that you're looking for. It might not. If you find yourself saying, well, that's cool, but I want to customize my own, Envelope, Distort, make with mesh. And so now I can say I need 3 nodes horizontally and vertically, and then I can grab those as I want and mess with them individually. So I can grab those 3 nodes and pull them up and grab those 3 nodes and pull them down and kind of have some fun with this thing. And maybe I want to grab this 1 node and yank it up and wreck the whole top of the thing. So it gives you a lot of control over exactly how that particular thing looks until it's almost hopelessly unrecognizable. And then the last one, as you see, I've got this potato going back here. I'm going to bring that to the front, Shift Command front bracket, because what I want to show you is that if I get that and that, those 2 things together, Shift click to grab 2 things, then I can go up here to Object and say Envelope, Distort, Make with Top Object, and it will squash that type into that potato form or whatever you've got. The crazy thing for me about this is that I can still, if I grab my selection tool and click on this and then double click, I get my type again. Look at that. So I can say, I don't want it to be schmutz anymore. I want it to be baloney. And it'll squash that type inside that potato and still let you do all those things to it. So hopefully that gives you a lot of control over exactly how you play with your type, the way that you can kind of create those logo forms. Of course, at the end of the day, I can always go back up here to type and say create outlines and get those letter forms, and then Object, Expand Appearance, and turn that back into stuff that I could then play with. So hopefully those gives you a lot of answers in terms of how you might play with your type and create some pretty cool stuff. I look forward to seeing what you do with these tricks. See you.